What's going on, everybody? Man, I'm so glad you guys came back for another episode. And we always have a good one because I picked some of the best people that you guys have interest in and people that I need to talk to. And we all have the same common ground. We have something in common with the word sex. This is National Sex Day. And my name is DJ Rick. You guys know me from being the founder of this one holiday that just is taking on the world like crazy. Out of so many billions of people living on the planet, I'm the only one that got this holiday on a calendar and we're rocking it good. National Sex Day is on June 9th, the 6th month, the ninth day holiday 69. It works out well. We also own National Anal Sex Day, Oral Sex Day, Swingers Day, and we're putting together some more for 2026. We're not done yet because we want to talk about sex. We talk about the STDs and how we're preventing them, safe sex, getting tested, giving condoms out to people. We also talk to sex counselors and sex coaches. Some people need that in their lives. And of course, we explore the adult industry. Yeah, you see what you see, but do you ever see what's behind the scenes? What gets them motivated? How they got into the business? All those questions some people need answers to, and we're here to find them. And we're going to find them each and every episode you guys tune in. So thank you for being a part of the world's biggest sex holiday. I have a very bright, young, and colorful guest. I love her outfit, man. I'm telling you, her
Right?
nickname should be Rainbow Bright. But you know what? She's going to tell you a little bit about herself. We're going to find out more about her and what she does in the industry. So, sweetheart, tell them your name and what you do.
Hello, my name is Suzy Wylde. I also host a podcast called There's a Kink for That. I'm kind of new to this industry, you could say. But I mean, in a way, not really, but in a way, yes. Really a, was afraid. Like, I got into this in 2013. Kid you not, had a my free cams, would get gun shy, stop doing it, and pretend like I didn't like this side of myself. And
Did you
last,
advertise my free cams on my show? Is that what you did?
oh my bad, my bad.
That's called pretty privilege. If you're pretty, you're privileged, you can get away with it. Trust me.
Okay, stop, cut it off, stop, back, go back.
Yeah. Okay, you started camming and you kind of progressed from there, huh?
Okay, yeah. Can we cut that? Okay,
Yeah, that's cool.
okay.
Actually, I met them at an expo, so they're actually all right with me.
My bad, my bad. Okay, so anyways, yeah, camp for half a second, off and on for over a decade, and then yeah, this last year was just like yeah, unapologetic. Realized that it's not going to go away. It's something that really is a part of who I am, and trying to pretend that it's not me to suit other people really wasn't working for me either. So, yeah, I kind of really just took ownership of that persona. And yeah, and here we are. So
We
let's
are.
talk about kink, yeah, sex, kink, all that. Just want to make it more normal than you think.
That's one thing people need to understand. You have sex, you have kink, and you have fetish. And most of that is not even about penetration, where everybody just automatically, it's what they think of. They always think of a traditional boy girl, missionary. Look, people, there's more to the facet of the diamond than you think. And that's why
Oh yeah.
like you're talking about. There's a big difference, a huge difference. And people may discover a kink that they didn't even wasn't aware about themselves. And people like yourself bring it out. I think
Well,
that's really cool.
did you know that 1% of people, when polled, if asked if penetration, actual boy girl contact, penis vagina, 1% of people said that didn't count as sex either. So that definition of sex is so loose for people, and no pun intended. But
Oh
for
boy.
real, it's so loose for people. And most of these studies, when they're done, they're only polling heterosexual people. So
Mhm.
it is not an accurate like assessment of what's really out there and what's happening. So, for one, we do need to talk about it in a way that's more open forum, and you have to
Mhm.
understand too, like consider your audience. Like, yeah, this isn't the time to at family dinner, Thanksgiving, be like, hey, let's talk about this, Grandma. Or I mean, or is it? Can
I
it
tell
be
you.
norm? Can it be normalized to a point that, like, hey, if you had something happen, like let's say sexuality, you
Hmm.
do want to be able to come out to your family and say, this is who I am, right?
Sure.
Um,
But
I had a friend who, was trying to explain to her my bisexuality. And I, she's like, why does it matter to you? Why do you have to tell people? And it shouldn't be that big of a deal. And I
Gotcha.
said, and for her, it probably isn't because she's straight. It's not a big deal. She doesn't have to tell anybody. It
Yeah.
is more straightforward for her.
Hmm.
Again, no pun intended. For me, it's not. You can't look at me per se and say, oh, she likes men, she likes women. You
Hmm.
can't look at me and just tell that right off the bat. If I don't tell people and be clear about my intentions and who I am, then how
Hmm.
are they going to know? And I just want to say to,
To yourself.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's the kind of thing.
Makes perfect sense. Trust me, makes
Well, you
perfect
can't
sense.
you can't convince people either, too. Like
No,
being
no.
being bi, like somebody once told me, oh well, it must be easier for you because whatever, and it's really not actually, because I did one time date a gal who was more into women, I
Hmm.
guess you could say,
Yeah.
and then trying to like convince her that she was going to be into things like with me and maybe another man.
Okay.
That's totally outside of the box for her, right? So for me to try to persuade her to do something like that,
Hmm.
so it's like these types of discussions, we don't feel comfortable having them. We don't like
Okay.
I'm
Well,
if we did, then
let,
like,
let me get in here because I got other questions to ask, but you're right about that. It's true. And I get that. And believe me, that would be better if we could and we should. That's why we have the sex counselors and the sex coaching. People that are trained for that, like you're saying, to make it easier, a better transition, a better understanding. I went to a Thanksgiving dinner and this girl just came right out with her family. You know what? Fuck it. I'm a bisexual. I'm fucking horny right now. I'm like,
well,
in front.
maybe that's not the time.
That's what I'm
Maybe
saying. The
not.
holidays are coming
Pass
up. I'm
the
like,
turkey.
yeah.
Pass the turkey. I like punani. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it
Well,
goes down that way, maybe not. But
it
you
went.
know,
It went. It went.
well, it's like how do you normalize it without it being normal, right?
Well,
But
that's what
like,
I'm
yeah,
saying. And her church going grandma was like, sweetheart, I knew there was a wild side about you. I'm like, oh, even grandma knew. She didn't know how to phrase it because in her age, in her day, they didn't have the techniques, internet, people to talk to. It existed, yeah. But again, how do you bring that out in today's society where it's more easier to tolerate and have an understanding where 10 and 15 years ago, even sometimes 20 or so, that wasn't there. So we have the people, the professionals to do that. And
yeah.
yourself, you're doing it well. Where'd you go? I
I
don't.
got dry. I got tried like the worst podcast guest. You're like, I'm gonna have to cut you, Susie. No, I'm sorry. I was drinking. My mouth got super dry.
I was like, where'd
So
she
I'm like,
go? You can't go, colors. We need you. You can't go out of the frame. We love you. Okay.
okay. I'm sorry. I'm like, what? What?
That's what I'm
Okay.
saying.
No, I said my mouth got dry. You don't want it. It's like you can't when you can't no spit in there.
Especially in real time. That's why I keep it rolling. I tell people we hardly ever edit stuff out because this is what
She's
it's all
she's
about
gonna
here.
be like, this is great for bloopers later.
Yeah. Well, this is people. This is who we are. We're gonna have fun with it. We're gonna cameras are gonna fall over and a cat may walk by. We don't care. We're real
But
people.
bringing up like grandparents for a second, I will laugh. One time, my sister tried to. This was when I was doing this like the last time around, like back
Okay.
in 2016, circa back then. Anyways, so I'm trying to like be discreet, but not because like I want to be cool with what I'm doing. Because I'm like I shouldn't be ashamed of myself. Then I
Hmm.
get this like lunch date where something serious. If you got sibs, if you got older sibs, and one of them calls you and says, "Hey, we need to go to lunch," you kind of know like, "Oh crap! Is something's about to happen I don't know
Hmm.
about." So
Don't
anyway,
know.
I go up to the lunch spot. We do a pick two and all that, and I'm getting my salad on, and then she's like, looks me dead in the eye, and it took me a decade almost to come to this realization.
A decade. 10
It
years.
took
Okay.
me 10, okay, nine. Took me just till last year,
It's a
8 years.
decade.
8 years go by. Freaking, she told me though, it stopped me for 8 years. She's like, what would grandpa say? And
Hmm.
I was like,
What'd you say?
I stopped.
Hmm.
I stopped. But you know what? I realized this when I started doing it the last time.
Yeah.
Maybe Grandpa's spirit was like, "Hey, I don't want you to be broke. You're having fun. Just go." And then no, kid you not, dude. I remembered something about Grandpa. Okay, Grandpa had a shop. He was a very blue collar dude.
Okay.
Stand up gent. He had his own business, supported 6 kids, had a pool, all that shit. Okay,
Grandpa
Grandpa.
was a tough old bird.
Grandpa
Hell yeah.
had a fucking boat and shit. So boats and hoes, but Grandma did not like the boat. Anyway, Grandpa had the pinup girls, okay? The pinup girls were all over the wall in the shop, okay? There was the Lamborghini with the this and the
Okay.
that. So
Well,
I thought about it. I was
mhm.
like, I'm sure Grandpa's not going to be out here trying to put me up on the wall, but I don't think Grandpa cares.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think Grandpa cares. I had to come to that
Well,
realization that her guilt and her shame was
yeah.
not mine.
Well,
See,
yeah,
those
that's
don't
true.
belong to me.
That's true. And older people and other family, that's where you have to draw the line. You have to say, look, you have your opinion about whatever it is, and I have my opinion or my sexuality, and that's the way it's going to be. And, going forward, whatever makes you happy at the end of the day is where it is. My mother hated all the girls I've ever dated. My mom hated the girls my brother ever brought home. So I quit bringing them home because I just,
It's
nothing's going to
like,
satisfy her
well,
unless she
it's
picks them out.
like, yeah, if
And,
you
she
don't
has to
want the
customize
opinion,
it. I'm the youngest in the family. She's like, okay, it fell with your brother, but since I can't give
it's
up
a
on you,
baby problem. It's the
no, no.
that
Well,
explains it. I'm the youngest too. We're
hold on, hold on,
wild.
hold on.
We're
Not so much.
we're all
Hold on,
we're
not so much the youngest. My mother is a Louisiana woman. She was just particular looks, whatever, background, family, how you dress, all this stuff for anyone to come through the threshold of their home. And
she's
I'm
like,
like,
you ain't
look,
getting by me. You are not getting by me.
I like you, you like me, and you giving it up. Hell, I'm done. And until the day she died, that's the way it was. So I kind of get where you're coming. But getting back on track here for the holiday
Okay.
and stuff, we want to know, like, your first ever quote unquote, if you did a film, a porn, or whatever that was actually produced, filmed, and out there, for people to purchase.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, that happened. I mean, I guess like technically I did one in January.
This year?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's one in January. See, I did some stuff in November of last year, but that guy that I produced stuff with, he doesn't really put stuff out there. He's like, he will shoot with girls, like he'll
Hmm.
hire you, he'll shoot with you, but he doesn't really have an account that he puts
Okay,
out.
gotcha. Yeah, that won't count.
So I don't feel like he really counted. But I did shoot, is it okay to say with like the house? Like I shot a
Yep.
collab. Um, with the Flourish House group,
Okay.
people,
Heard
Flourish
of them.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, they were actually down in Texas. Did that, and then yeah, and I shot with that. That was probably the first one though. That was like a paid scene. Like they gave me a
Sure.
paid
Hmm.
scene. Yeah.
Okay. See, I tell people, you do whatever you do, then one day it kind of crosses over to what I guess mainstream porn or mainstream adult acting, where again, you still got fetish things going on, you've got kink things going on. The thing called a kinctionary, where people will get the definitions of whatever it is. And
Yeah.
that's kind of selling now. Like people are saying, just that, if your kink is paddling or whatever, the fetish paddling, whatever, they
Yeah.
just start doing that. Like I said, some of this
Yeah,
the trade tips.
there's totally these niches. I'm
Tons of
all for it. Like I will say, one of my best videos is like a pantyhose fetish. It's not even just a foot, it's the pantyhose. The
Mm-hmm.
pantyhose ripping. I've had guys message me, I don't know what brand that is, and they will like they can almost look at it and tell, like, is that this type leg suntan? Size
Mm-hmm.
B. Like they will get it too. I was like, dang, how can you? And then like one time I just bought some stuff off of like, overseas kind of stuff, like where this hat came from. And
Yeah.
like, and then the guy was like, I don't recognize your brand.
Mm.
And I
Well, do
was
you want
like,
to buy them or not? So it
yeah,
came off
no, I
my
mean that's like
body.
a thing too. I mean, I guess like there's girls who really do that. I think because I'm so new, it's also like the novelty of some of this is like
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Hmm.
this time last year I was like, bartender, like shaking tins. like wearing gingham, like going, I hate my
Huh?
life, but I love tacos, you know. And then like
Who
here
doesn't like
I am.
tacos? Come on, man.
Well, I mean, so yeah, like you think you're happy because you're like eating tacos and you're shaking tins, and now I'm still shaking. But it's like,
There you go.
no, I mean, it's
Everybody's got
funny.
their thing. Everybody's got their thing. I mean,
Oh
for instance,
yeah.
I love the collecting of different condoms because we talk about safe sex anyway, but everybody's like, we have a standard, or this is all you can find at your stores, be it
Oh
pharmacy, be
yeah.
it sex store. Okay, well, there's more to it than that. There are the flavored ones and the studded ones. I said, why not? I tell people, send me different condoms. The most bizarre condom you can find, also the artwork. The artwork on most of them are
I will send you some condoms. Like one of my, I'll have to see if like the band one of the bands I like is, I don't know, is it okay to, I'm like afraid to mention names now. I like this band. They have a name, well, it's like a sex name. So Bumpin' Uglies. And they
okay.
sell condoms that say Bumpin' Uglies on them.
I mean, that's what people do. We bump uglies. I
I
mean,
mean, like
you
somebody
know,
asked them, like, why'd you name your band that? It's like, too late, man, it sticks. It stuck. But yeah, but the
hey.
condoms thing, no, that's cute because like when I seen them at the merch table, I was like, I love these. They're
Mhm.
so
Yep.
because it was the
The novelty.
novelty of it. Yeah, I get that.
The novelty. Hey, you're talking
Yeah.
to you're talking to the guy that named his first dog Pap Smear. And I live in a very conservative area of town where you're yelling Pap Smear
Hey,
walking the dog.
come here, puppy.
Yeah. No, they call her Pappy. I call her Pap Smear. That's what I named her. She's mine, whether they like it or
I
not. But
did date a guy who was Jewish who had a cat named Schmeckel.
I like him already. Like him
Yeah.
already. See?
So then I'm kid you not, this is Punani yet again. The other day I was laughing because I was like, oh dude, I'm a cat lady. So I was like, the next cats I'm getting are Punani. It's gonna be at least three.
Okay.
Punani. Because then you could be like poo poo, hair poo. And then like well, and then like if Na does something, you could just be like, oh no.
hmm
Like,
Well,
why'd you do that? Oh no,
this is
no.
a Southern Baptist community. You walking down the street yelling
Going
Pap Smear.
Poppy. But I could call them all together. Punani.
Oh, they like that one. The Pap Smear. Oh, I turned heads when I did that. That's the other podcast. I'll get to that one some other time.
It's
But yeah,
very, very
well,
medical of you. You know, that's a fetish too.
yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yes.
And maybe they need to understand that. Then they'll understand what I do at night. But I'm not taking that to them. Trust me. It'll be in the
So
gossip
not at
column by
night.
5 a.m. anyway. So let me ask you this.
What's that? What's that? When the speculum comes out at night.
Free come out at night. Yeah, we do. Let me ask you this. For someone who's, I guess, relatively new on this side of the business now, what would you recommend for people starting out? Like, what would be their maiden voyage and how would they go about
Oh
uh,
Lord,
getting to
let me
that point?
tell you. You're gonna ask me. I took Homer's Odyssey to get here. Like I started circa 2013. I took the long road home to get to
But
Boy Girl. All that time was all solo stuff. So I'm probably not the one to ask because I would dip a toe in and
you
run
have a
away.
story people want to
Yeah,
hear.
no, dip a toe, run away. I will say, one of my favorite influencers, I love her. She's a young gal. I love her because the way she speaks on it is very true. And she's like, yeah, if you want to get involved in this industry first, what else do you want to do? Go do that first. Go do
Okay.
that first because probably once you do this thing, you may not be able to go back and do that thing. So
Hmm.
it's better to go try that thing first and then come back. But I will say, if you're like me, trying to cut it off or tell yourself that this is me through and through. Like this, if you ever met me from the time I was small till now,
hmm
it's really not a surprise. It's just like, oh, she's just finally comfortable to really embody that. And
Yeah.
so yeah, same thing, with anybody who wants to get involved into it.
hmm
What I would recommend, really come up with a name for yourself that you like, a persona. And it is a persona. You're
hmm
creating this persona that's not yourself. Like that's where I kind of like at first I didn't realize how much this persona is separate from my real person. My
Yeah.
real person is kind of freaky too, but no, Suzy gets to be wild as she wants to be. Suzy is unapologetic about it. Suzy doesn't ask permission. You know
There
what I
you
mean?
go. Yeah.
Um,
It
but
doesn't.
yeah, it's like really develop that persona, and then marketing, dude. You got to really jump into it and market
Hmm.
yourself, and do it in a way that yeah, for me, I did, it's kind of funny. You asked me about one of my handle, like a Twitter handle. Twitter
Hmm.
just didn't work well for me, but yeah, if you find the right space or forum that works well for you. So for me, it wasn't Twitter,
Hmm.
okay?
Yeah.
But finding the forums where that work well for you. So I'm finding actually for me, suitable for work content actually is better. Trying to keep up with all that spicy whatever was going on in the Twitter landscape was too much for me to try to keep
Okay.
up with. So really understanding who you are and what you're doing with your content, because when you
Hmm.
start making it and getting out there, and you're going to start saying, oh well, she's doing this, she's doing that, and then you're going to start going, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. No, like you already touched on earlier, it
Yeah.
really is finding a niche, your
Hmm.
own niche, and really honing it in and owning that. And for
Stay.
me,
It's
yeah,
called
for me,
stay in your
it's
lane.
a whole kink. It's a kink corner. I have a kink corner in my niche. Like it's a role play thing. So for me, it's like any given day, it could be any random thing, like it's what
Hmm.
am I feeling that day? And
There
I
you
do
go.
have certain things that like, you know, you kind of go back to that work for you. But
Okay. Let me get in
yeah,
here right now. Let me ask you this. Like, we have a saying in radio as a broadcaster. I've been behind the mic over 15 years, and they tell us your show may or may not sound like your people in the station, even the same place where you work, but they call it stay in that lane. Don't look to the side. It's a race. You got to keep running and keep focused.
yeah,
So,
because like when I was in the Twitter field, it was too much. I was getting it. It's good to have tunnel vision to a point, like
yeah.
stay where you know where you're going,
Hmm.
because like if you're looking here and looking there, it's just there's too much. The big picture part is like then you're gonna start grabbing it, and then it waters down, and you're trying to do too much of this and that, and you're not really, you know what I mean?
Hmm. Not
But
that's very true, people. And
so yeah.
they're gonna be people who are older than and making money, and people who are just starting out making money. And then you got that
Oh
big
yeah,
niche
and
in
you
between.
do not compare yourself to anyone else, because like I will tell you what, that is the biggest way to like you have to really be confident in yourself and what
Hmm.
you're doing with it, because I'll tell you what, jealousy is a funny little foe, guys. Jealousy is a funny foe, and there's no room for jealousy here. There's no
Yeah,
room for jealousy. We call it compersion.
that's
We call
right.
it compersion. We are happy for other people's success here.
Hmm.
Now, if
And
jealousy sneaks in, you have to kick that guy right back out the door, and realize, hey,
yep.
just because that looks like this, that's not what I'm doing. So I can't really, because like I'll tell you, God, it's so telling, boy.
Well, it's crazy like that. You can't do it by yourself either. That's the
No,
thing.
there's this gal I was watching on IG, and you can see it clearly, and you can still see it. If you see where she shot with a really known producer, like a
Hmm.
known starlet. The starlet has a high following, 200 plus K thousand followers.
There you
This
go.
young girl on IG only had like 600 followers. She wasn't doing much on Insta at all. And
Hmm.
you can see she shot with them. They must have talked with her about, hey, let's hone in your social media. And now she is like doing more, doing more. They shouted her out,
Yeah.
and then she passed me. Like, and it's like I'm over here like going. I will say it was hard, dude, because like I'm over here going.
It
She's
does.
like, she was like, she's up over me now, and
It makes sense. But here's the thing. You can't, I'm telling people directly, you figured it out by saying that. That's why I was helping you lead up to that. You came in perfect.
oh yeah, no,
Hold
you
on, hold on,
can't.
hold on,
Well,
hold on, hold
yeah,
on.
yeah,
You can't do it by yourself. I'm giving everybody that direct shot because when we started, we just put it out there, not knowing what it would do or how long it would take. But the crazy thing, I know people say quit saying the same thing over again, but it's true. Someone reached out to me from England and said, you got something. They're a
yeah,
world away. They are over an ocean away. And said,
yeah,
we came across, I didn't advertise, I didn't put it out there. I just
yeah,
tweeted it every now and again. He says, well,
yeah.
what you have is going to work. Well, they formed the team that I now still work with, people
Hmm.
in the area of Texas, of course, Jersey, Vegas. That's what's getting the ball rolling is you got to collaborate off camera, online, on the phone, text messaging people. It's work. It
It's
is a work
marketing.
job.
That's what like can like 2 seconds like to say too though, like with these accounts with this gal real quick too.
Sure.
When I stop for a second and I pull back over here, I realized there's things that I have going on too that she's not doing. Like my SFW stuff that I've built over the years
Hmm.
is not even the same. It's an apple and an orange, dude.
There you
And
go.
so I realized comparing myself to this, and so again, whatever. But I will say too that marketing, I'm really over the mantra or like the not mantra, dude. But like over this ideology that starlets, adult work industry workers,
Hmm.
whatever, but whether you're male, female, adult workers, we are stigmatized so bad that like that we don't really work, that we just kind of like hang out. And I get it, dude,
It
because it looks like that. It really does.
does.
Entertainment, that is our job, to make it look like that. And I
Hmm.
had a friend who was in the music industry explained it to me like that, because being in music, he's like, yeah, I work for myself. A lot of people
Yep.
see me going around here and there, and yeah, I have a fun job. I love what I do. It is still work. It is. He said, I don't really get a day off. He said, don't feel bad for me,
Hmm.
but I work every day, because if I don't work and I don't market myself every day, I don't
Hmm.
eat that day. So it's
Right.
like, and then like with like adult movies or adult stuff, adult entertainment, um
Hmm.
it's like a constant thing, dude. You have to constantly be thinking, what am I going to do for custom, or if you are going to film something that's going to be on like a repeat for video
Right.
sales, like how are you
Hmm.
going to get that out there? And then a lot of like people now, I'm seeing it more, I'm doing it more too, when you have like a video you've put out, then also making like a little movie promo. Like you
Hmm.
have to do these things to promote it and to make it look legit, to make
There
it
you
look
go.
like something. And I get it. There probably are some talent out there that have a team that is doing this with them. And
Hmm.
then there's creators like me that just love it, dude. I love this is like the creativity process with it.
There you go.
Man,
It's
yeah, it
working
gets
for
like
you.
it's so exciting. And for me,
Yeah.
yeah, it works. It works for me. I love it. It's an outlet. I'm sure you feel the same.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely. I feel
yeah.
the same because finally, this is going where it needs to go. Because there's so many vanilla holidays or fun holidays. People do like National Selfie Day, National Flower Day, whatever, but they weren't the adult holidays, and now they're catching on to the concept. And we tell people it's not based on porn, even though porn is a part of it. They realize that
Mm,
we're about the safe sex, we're about the medicines, we're about the counseling, we're about the coaching, we're about everything else that other people didn't think we were, but we still invite this facet because you can't get away from it, but yet we give you the opportunity to tell your story and promote yourself, and that's the platform that's really working
oh
for the
yeah.
formula that's
I
fixed up
I
in there. We have a few minutes left, so I got to get
okay.
your social media links in there. I want people to find you and see what you got going. So tell them where they can find your lovely self on camera.
Again, yeah, so Suzy Wylde, it's Suzy, Wylde, and my handle is Suzy_Wild. So, and it's pretty much the same across all platforms. Like,
Mhm.
I'm on IG, all the other ones too. So, like,
Love
yeah,
it.
and then yeah, I also have like a SuzyWild.live. So I
Mhm.
have my own landing page that can either take you to book me or it can take you to my exclusive content. I also have a SuzyWild.com where I make merchandise because
There you
I
go.
do that. I used to make merchandise for years with bands. So now I'm making Suzy merch. But
Love it. Love it.
hey, you gotta like, dude, you gotta do more than one thing, man. It's not just gonna come from one video. But hey, for some girls it do, for some guys it might. But for me,
Mhm.
I'm out here doing it. I love it. I'll probably um th- I
Yeah.
met a I met somebody really, really quick. Like she was telling me how like when she dies or something, she's like, yeah, all my content will be pulled down. And I was like,
Mhm.
that sucks, dude. You know why? And she was like, well, my kids don't like it. They're going to take it down. So I said, okay, note to self, make a will now so nothing can be removed.
There you go. Those
Uh,
are some people's wishes, and that's true. I know this holiday hopefully will keep on living. And I go back and I keep telling people, when you first hear it, if the average Joe hears what I'm talking about, the first thing I think about, oh, this guy's promoting so much porn. I said, well, again, that's one, but not all of it. But I said, you have a spouse, you may have an ED problem, she may have a problem where she can't orgasm, she may get dry, you may go soft, and we have people talk about that. There's drugs for that, there's counseling for that, there's mental things we can do. He caught on like, okay, I see what you're saying. I said, dude, it's sex. It is sex. Think about it. It's not a form of sex for entertainment. It's not a form of sex for medical. It's what you may do at your home, and yet you can bring it to the table and talk about it safely. Not at the Thanksgiving table, not
well,
at
not
work,
maybe at
but
Thanksgiving.
with the people who know what they're talking about, or someone similar that can say, here is a method that may work for you. So again, Sex Days puts all that in there, and people be comfortable with what it is or what you want to find out, because there are ways you can do that safely and do it properly, and the world's going to be a better place. A healthy sex life is a healthy life, people. That's what it really comes down to. So I want to thank you guys. I know we're going to leave right now, but follow Suzy. She's hot. She's beautiful. She's colorful. We're going to post her links so you can check it out at the end of the broadcast. And if you are a performer and you want to get in the business, or you're kind of right there now saying, hey, I don't know which way to go, can you help out? Send us an email. We're on Instagram. We're on FetLife. We're also on Blue Sky. All that is in the credits, people. National Sex Day is still the biggest online, big time sex holiday on the planet. You want to be a part of something great? Let us know. It's not too late. Appreciate you tuning in. Follow Suzy, follow us, and we're going to call it a day until the next time you guys see us. Take care.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Wasn't that fun?
Yeah.
I told you it would be, didn't I?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was wild.